Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz, 1744–1818, was the wife of King George III of Great Britain and Ireland, serving as queen consort from their marriage in 1761 until her death. Born Sophia Charlotte, she was the youngest daughter of Duke Charles Louis Frederick of Mecklenburg-Strelitz and Princess Elisabeth Albertine of Saxe-Hildburghausen. Charlotte was known for her cultural patronage, particularly in music and botany, and played a significant role in the development of Kew Gardens. She and George III had 15 children, 13 of whom survived to adulthood. Cultural contributions: music and arts. Queen Charlotte was an accomplished harpsichordist and a patron of musicians like Johann Christian Bach, the youngest son of Johann Sebastian Bach. She also supported Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart during his visit to London as a child prodigy. Botany. An avid botanist, she was instrumental in expanding Kew Gardens, turning it into a center for botanical research. Philanthropy. Charlotte founded orphanages and was involved in various charitable activities, focusing on education and healthcare. Claims of African ancestry. The discussion of Queen Charlotte's potential African ancestry primarily stems from research and writings by historians like J. A. Rogers, who explored African lineage in European royalty. Here's an overview. Ancestral lineage. The claim centers on Queen Charlotte's descent from Margarita de Castro y Souza, a 15th-century Portuguese noblewoman. Margarita was a direct descendant of King Afonso III of Portugal and his mistress Madrigana, also known as Madrigana ben Alejandro. Madrigana's heritage. Madrigana was from the Algarve region in Portugal during the 13th century. Some historians speculate she may have been of Moorish or African descent. The term Moor historically referred to Muslim inhabitants of the Iberian Peninsula and North Africa, which included people of Berber, Arab, and sub-Saharan African heritage. Physical descriptions. Advocates of the African ancestry theory point to contemporary descriptions and certain portraits of Queen Charlotte that they interpret as showing African features. Notably, Sir Allan Ramsay's portraits are cited because Ramsay was an abolitionist who might have been sympathetic to highlighting such features. Historical debate. Skepticism among historians. Many mainstream historians are skeptical of these claims due to the lack of concrete evidence. The genealogical connections are distant, spanning over 15 generations, and any African ancestry would be significantly diluted. Interpretation of Moor. The term Moor does not necessarily denote black African ancestry. It broadly referred to Muslim populations in medieval Spain and Portugal, who were ethnically diverse. Portrait analysis. Artistic representations are subjective and influenced by the artistic conventions of the time. Differences in portraits can result from the artist's style, patron's preferences, or prevailing aesthetic norms. Cultural impact and modern interest. Representation in media. The debate gained renewed attention with the portrayal of Queen Charlotte as a mixed-race woman in the popular Netflix series Bridgerton, and its spin-off Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story. This creative choice sparked discussions about race, historical representation, and diversity in media. Scholarly perspectives. Some scholars view the possibility of Queen Charlotte's African ancestry as an opportunity to discuss the complexities of racial identity and the often overlooked diversity in European history. J. A. Rogers and his work about J. A. Rogers. Joel Augustus Rogers, 1880–1966, was a Jamaican-American historian, journalist, and author. He dedicated much of his work to uncovering and highlighting the contributions of Africans and people of African descent throughout history. Sex and race. In this 3-volume work, Rogers explored the presence of African ancestry in various civilizations, including European royal families. His research aimed to challenge the prevailing notions of racial purity and superiority. Critiques of Rogers' methodology. While pioneering, Rogers' work has been critiqued for a lack of rigorous scholarly methodology by some academics. His conclusions often relied on anecdotal evidence and interpretations that are not universally accepted. Conclusion. The claim that Queen Charlotte had African ancestry is a topic of ongoing debate. While intriguing, it remains speculative due to the lack of definitive historical evidence. The discussion reflects broader themes about race, identity, and representation in history. It also highlights the evolving nature of historical research, where new interpretations can emerge as society's perspectives change. Please share, like, and subscribe or on Z.